Acteon, a world-respected medical technology company, specializes in developing and manufacturing high-tech medical devices that enable dentists and surgeons to implement minimally invasive, safer, and quicker operating protocols that are less traumatic for their patients. A perfect example of this is Acteon's new cutting-edge Piezotome CUBE, an innovative new solution for performing piezoelectric ultrasonic bone surgery. It is a powerfully responsive tool for safe, predictable, and precise procedures. Designed for accurate, faster, and atraumatic surgical procedures, the Piezotome CUBE has a variety of clinical applications. You can rely on it for atraumatic extractions with immediate implant placement, osteotomy and osteoplasty bone surgery procedures, precise crown lengthening, accelerated orthodontic surgery, and pre-implant surgeries, including predictable healing bone graft, safe lateral sinus lift, crestal sinus lift, and crest splitting that leaves the bone periosteum intact. Regardless of the clinical application, one of the key benefits of the Piezotome CUBE is that it enables you to provide minimally invasive, compassionate care with less trauma and less drama. The Piezotome CUBE's cutting selectivity, combined with its automatic frequency and power adjustment, makes it far less detrimental to bone and soft tissues than other options for bone surgery. For example, its cutting selectivity preserves delicate soft tissues such as gingiva, the Schneiderian membrane, the mandibular nerve, the lingual nerve, and antral arteries. The extremely thin tips cut away less bone, allowing you to preserve the bone tissue that's essential for osseointegration, including maintaining the integrity of the alveolar bone that's paramount for immediate implant placement after an extraction. The Piezotome CUBE allows for precise excision of what has to be removed without damaging adjacent tissue, and its controlled irrigation feature reduces heat. By keeping the increase in intraosseous temperature very low, the Piezotome CUBE eliminates problems with necrosis. Plus, in a recent study, Piezotome also completely eliminated the problems with hypothesia, a reduced sense of touch or sensation that were seen in 16% of the procedures completed with rotary instruments. The Piezotome CUBE is especially good for atraumatic extractions, with an easy step-by-step protocol that's both safe and predictable, with no force needed. In fact, the extraction tips practically work by themselves. You can easily insert these tips between the cementum and the periodontal ligament of the tooth to widen the ligament space. Separated from its attachment, the tooth can then be removed quickly and easily, with little to no trauma. Best of all, the alveolar bone edge and thin buccal plate can be kept intact since the extraction tips preserve the alveolar bone, facilitating immediate implant placement. Also, the reduction in the number of hand instruments needed for extraction is a plus, reducing clutter and streamlining your workflow. The decrease in the forces needed for extraction when compared to using just forceps and elevators alone will greatly decrease trauma and preserve the socket integrity, which also makes immediate implant placement easier. Lastly, your patients will thank you with decreased pain and swelling postoperatively. Needless to say, as compared to surgeries done with traditional instruments such as rotary handpieces, bone saws, and forceps, Piezotome surgery is much less traumatizing, which means a much better experience for your patients. In fact, it results in 50% less pain and facial swelling, fewer post-surgical complications, and a faster healing process all around. As you know, the ability to offer minimally invasive procedures is especially important for certain patient populations, such as pediatrics and geriatrics, and those with diabetes or cancer. All of this reduction in trauma and drama is made possible by the device's patented neutron technology and DPSI, which stands for Dynamic Power System Inside. For maximum efficiency and safety, the system monitors all aspects of the Piezotome CUBE, including pressure applied, tip design, and bone density, and then automatically adjusts in real time. The power will automatically increase 30% when needed to improve cutting performance, and it will automatically decrease 10% to be even safer on soft tissue. Because that extra power will kick in based on the resistance encountered, you won't have to worry about the tip getting bogged down or stopping in deep cuts or dense bone. You'll even get a special starting boost for a smooth and effortless cut. In short, it's power when you need it most, and relative gentleness when that's what's called for. The Piezotome CUBE has a choice of 38 surgical tips and 4 power settings to give you unmatched performance in a wide variety of procedures. Some of the other features that you'll find most helpful include a weighted multifunctional foot pedal that gives you absolute control of the device with no assistance needed, a consistent irrigation flow that reaches the end of the tip regardless of orientation in order to reduce the risk of necrosis, a 360-degree LED light ring for tissue distinction and posterior area visibility, a small footprint, and a convenient touchscreen. Plus, the handpiece's lighter, perfectly balanced design results in less fatigue for you. In conclusion, when compromise is not an option, the powerful Piezotome CUBE delivers unmatched performance in ultrasonic bone surgery. You get clinical benefits at every stage of the surgery, and your patients benefit from faster healing with less pain and swelling and fewer complications after the surgery. Just what you'd expect from Acteon.